There are some days when I just really do not feel like making a YouTube video. And today is one of those days. I've noticed that as a creative, there really is like a creative flow, and I tend to be like up, riding a high as I'm finishing a video, and then I post it, and then I kind of crash, and it takes me like a couple days to recover, which has been making the weekly cadence for YouTube really difficult because honestly the lows are low after posting a video, and then like I have to like amp myself back up. And so as I'm still trying to figure out my flow with YouTube, I wanted to take a minute to make a more stripped down video and just talk honestly about like some things I've learned in my first couple months here on YouTube, and share with you some insights and learnings that might help you if you're thinking of starting one soon. So one thing that I wish I'd known is that the weekly video cadence really takes its toll on you as a creator. Trying to make a really good video every single week in a week is an extremely daunting task, especially as you move to higher and higher levels as a filmmaker, as a cinematic creative. You know, you kind of know like how much actually goes into making a quality video, and so YouTube becomes about this like fine line between how much quality you want to sacrifice in order to meet the quantity needs of the algorithm and reach your goals of like being consistent on YouTube, which is what is going to get you to where you want to go with monetization and growing your channel, etc. And then on top of just figuring out your natural cadence of recording and editing and capturing B-roll and all of these things, a lot of times you're doing stuff where you need to be vlogging during the week or recording and documenting some stuff that's going on. Maybe it's like a 30-day challenge or something. And that's exhausting too, right? Like having to kind of constantly be on and recording your life so that you can use it on your YouTube. Yeah, so I guess what I would say is I started my YouTube without any runway. I just started, I made my first video, I posted it, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna be here next week, same time, I'm gonna have a video done. And I just kind of started, and I didn't really give myself any kind of a runway or like a backlog of videos. You know, if you're thinking about starting a channel, it's a good idea to maybe create your first 3 or 4 videos, get a month ahead, so that like when you're really feeling like, oh, I just do not want to hit record, you can just take a week off and know that you're gonna have stuff to post anyways. I think the other thing that feeds into this feeling of not wanting to record and struggling with procrastination is the feeling that none of my ideas are good enough. This is also something you're just going to experience when you start a YouTube and you start working on really trying to meet that weekly goal of making a video. You're gonna just some days feel like all your ideas are shit. And yeah, but like you're gonna have to do them anyways, and it's just kind of a natural part of being a creative, I think, to feel like your ideas are garbage and to, you know, be really excited about your ideas one week and then the next week like hate them all and tear them all apart. That's just that inner critic, right? It's that first draft, second, third draft, like before you get to the final edit. I'm just writing down something that came up. This makes me think of like how hard it is for me to just be in process. Like I love the end of a video project when the video's done and it's all come together and I'm like, this all works. Like this is gonna be great, and I get to post it and be done with it. But what I hate is being in the messy process of making a video where maybe you've recorded some of it but not all of it, and you don't exactly know where it's going, and you don't exactly know what you want to say, and some of what you recorded last week doesn't work anymore, and you're like trying to fit all the pieces together. In some ways that's the fun part, but in other ways it's the messy, just confusing, kind of aimless part that I really dislike about content creation and just creating anything artistic in general. So I guess that would be another tip, is like learn how to be okay with being in process, because you're going to be constantly in process. Even if it's not this week's video, I've got other videos in process. You kind of have to learn to fall in love with always having these sort of balls in the air that you're juggling. Okay, so we talked about how tiring a weekly video cadence is and how creating a runway can help with that. We talked a little bit about like boredom and procrastination and just that feeling of not wanting to record and like how you're gonna come up against that resistance sometimes. Another thing is just like the shininess will wear off. And again, this was something that was one of my biggest fears in starting this, because I have really intense ADHD and things get really, really shiny to me until I do them. And then once I've done them, they start to lose their shiny. And so YouTube is just like everything else. It's gonna lose its shiny. So you have to find a new way to be consistent even on those days when it doesn't feel shiny. And that's kind of what I'm trying to demonstrate today with this really stripped down, raw, honest video, is that I'm just gonna show up for myself today for my YouTube and not worry about it being perfect, not worry about it being a record-breaking video, and just let it be what it is. Let it be the down week, the winter of this season, and be okay with that, let myself off the hook. So another thing that I've learned from starting my YouTube channel is that you have to make the scary stuff. So there's been a few video ideas that I write down and I go, ooh, that's scary. Like, I'm scared to write that. I'm scared to talk about that. I'm scared how my partner is gonna see this video or how my friend or family is gonna see this video. And it's really scary because you have to really bring like 100% of your authenticity and honesty to the table if you wanna succeed, I think. For this to be fulfilling for me, it has to be almost like a private diary, even though I know that it's not that. And so, but yeah, some of the videos that I've been the most scared to make have been the ones that people enjoy the most, that people are like, wow, this is like so honest and raw. Thank you for sharing this. It's really a lesson in authenticity, right? And connection, and how authenticity builds connection. People can't connect with the real you, and you can't feel seen and loved if you're not sharing the real you. So YouTube is a place for you to share all of you in that and be in that scary process. And then also reap the rewards of doing that once it's done and it's out there and people get to respond to it. And there are going to be trolls and haters and negatives to sharing, all of you on the internet. But I'm a firm believer that the positives outweigh the negatives. The next thing I want to say is that slow growth sucks. Let's just be real. We all want to blow up overnight, we all secretly want to go YouTube viral or whatever so that we can monetize and make money and do this for a living or get better career opportunities or meet cooler people or whatever it is. And it can be hard to stay with a process that is as slow as YouTube is. It's really nice to just be honest with yourself about this sometimes. Like, I try to trick myself into thinking that I'm on board with slow growth and I'm okay with being consistent at this for like the next 3 years and not seeing any results. But the truth is, deep down, I secretly wish I could blow up my channel overnight so that I don't have to go through the pain of process. As much as I try to sell myself on slow growth, and I'm sure other people do too, it's okay to also want your channel to blow up and want to be able to monetize and do all those things and be impatient. Like, it's okay to be impatient. I guess it's okay to honor that impatience or notice it and allow it and not lie to yourself that you're actually okay with growing slow. But know that you're gonna have to, find a way to be okay with growing slow. And the most important thing you can do is remember your why. I started my channel so that I can do what I love, exactly what I love, when I love it, and be paid to do that, and be paid to be a creator, and get to create a life that truly excites me. And I believe that YouTube has the potential to do some of these things for me. When I'm feeling like this, I try to just reconnect to my why and take the next easiest step, the gentlest step that I can take to keep moving forward without adding to the shame, stress, and pressure of, that inner voice that's like, cracking the whip behind me. So these are a few things that I've learned just from my very short, almost 2 months on YouTube. I can honestly say my YouTube has made me a more active participant in my life. It's definitely been a spiritual teacher, as I know Amanda Horvath talks about a lot, one of my favorite friends and YouTubers. And it helped me reconnect with how much I love storytelling. It helped me reconnect with my own passions and interests, and it continues to push me in ways that I never would have expected, with consistency, with honoring and trusting my ideas, following my instincts. But it also took me a really long time to get to where I was actually ready to start this in a meaningful way. I had started and stopped YouTube like before in the past, but I was never as ready as I was this time. And so just know that like, it might not be your time yet, it might not be your season yet. Even if YouTube has been calling to you for a while, you'll know when it's time to start, and just like trust that intuition and that instinct. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for having this slow down with me this week and letting me just be raw and unfiltered a little bit on the mic. Wow.